Henrietta had been taken to the works for maintenance and wouldn't be back for a few weeks. Toby missed her dreadfully, and that sadness would turn into frustration when a few days later Thomas pulled into the top station with an extra coach. He did not look happy. "Morning, Toby," said Thomas. "Hello, Thomas. You look cross." "It's this coach," he exclaimed. "I almost crashed into Bertie because of her pushing me to such a fast speed. Bertie barely had enough time to stop at the crossing." "Oh dear," said Toby. "What's her name?" "Her name is Hannah," he said, looking back at the bright orange coach, "and she's filling in for Henrietta." Toby was speechless. Weeks went by, but to Toby they felt like years. Whenever she could, Hannah would bump Toby to make him go as quickly as possible. This, however, is what would lead her to her downfall. On the last day before Henrietta was due to return, Hannah was determined to have some fun. Toby had taken the workmen up to the quarry and was mean to take some stone back down the line. This would usually be done later by Mavis, but she was ill that day, and it was found to be more efficient than to wait for Thomas or Percy to take the train. Toby backed down into the line of trucks with Hannah behind him. Hannah saw her chance. "Boy," she whispered to the lead truck, "I have a plan. We'll hold back on the hill so Toby will pull as hard as he can. Then we give him a bump and we'll all go racing down the hill." All was going well until they were over the bridge and started going downhill. Hannah and the trucks were coming well. When half of the train was on the hill, Toby could feel the train getting heavier. He immediately knew what they were up to. "Oh no you don't," shouted Toby. That's when it happened. Toby jolted forwards and by accident broke the coupling. "Faster, faster," cried Hannah with excitement. Toby knew that if he didn't outrun the runaway, the inevitable crash would be made much worse. He bolted down the hill as fast as his water supply would let him towards the passing movement. Once there, he rang his bell as loudly as he could, and his driver yelled to attract the signalman's attention. The signalman took notice and switched the points. Hannah and the truck swerved onto the other line, but was going much too fast and came clean off the rails, coming to a stop in the field. Toby hurried off to get help. The Fact Controller climbed out of a freshly repaired Henrietta and surveyed the scene. The guard had jumped clear before the crash and was unhurt. The same, however, could not be said for Hannah. "You are too damaged for us to have a good reason to repair you," the Fact Controller told her. "Hannah, you've caused nothing but trouble since you arrived on this branch line. We will leave you here so you can't put anyone else in danger." And that's exactly what he did. Hannah is still there in that field, longing to be back on the rails and speeding down the line. She never learned since. Toby and Henrietta pass her by with the workmen every day. He sometimes feels sorry for her, but knows it's for the best. But I think Hannah deserved her punishment, don't you?